It's your boy Rhythm Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? Just coming back real quick before I head out somewhere real quick. Because I wasn't able to do a video this morning, I was on the go. And I just wanted to, you know, touch on something real quick. Little short video. I'm uploading videos as we speak that are prior to this video. But they all kind of blend in on the same level, whatever. But, you know, every day I wake up, and I'm, like I say, out of, you know, on doing every talk that I'm doing, I speak of certain people who I have been students of throughout the years. And I'm talking about ever since YouTube came on, because I've never literally been in anybody's room, in anybody's lecture, but I have bought, you know, their merchandise to support them to certain extents. People like Bobby Hemmett, Reverend Phil Valentine, Dr. Deborah Blair, you know what I'm saying? Those are, you know, top 3 ones that I use as great sources. But in the center of that, I have Alim Bey, right? Dr. Alim Bey right there. Just, you know what I mean? I can't even explain, you know, his wisdom, knowledge, whatever. You know, don't even know who I am. I sent him some music a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? I listened to his radio show broadcast. Podcast on Blog Talk Radio. It's just a beautiful thing that we got people out here that's doing this. And then all the people before that, you know, Steve Coakley, Dr. Ben, you know, Leonard Jeffries, and then all the authors out there, Bruce Bynum, you know, a lot of these are Dr. Bruce Bynum, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Richard King, rest in peace, you know, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, you know what I'm saying, I've studied and I've been student and am students and forever will be students of these people. So when I'm speaking, and you know, I have sources, I have books, I have all these things, and that's where I'm coming from. And then my own intuition and everything like that, my own spirit, my own soul. This is what I'm delivering, and I want to deliver it because I'm in a place. I was born in Philadelphia in 1982. I ended up being raised in Beckley, West Virginia. Okay, mountainous state. You know what I mean? This is like a small town, small city type thing. And we already know what Philadelphia is. Every day I wake up, I feel like there was some sort of blessing in the skies. Maybe because, you know, in this day and age, you know, niggas is dying left and right every minute. You know what I'm saying? At least every 2 days or some shit in Philly. They always in the top 10 and shit for the past 20 years. I don't even know. It's just crazy. And so, you know, rest in peace to all the youth out there, man. It's just a horrible situation. And basically, I'm here. You know what I mean? I was Christian for 22 years, basically. You know what I mean? And then I woke up around the age of 25, 24, 25, 26. So before the age of 25, I would say, I never really read anything on Buddha, Hinduism, any religion, anything. Everything started popping off around late 2005, 2006. It all started off with the release of the religious beliefs and shit like that. And, you know what I'm saying, finding out truths and shit like that, and going through many nights of crying and, you know, whatever. This was just a process. It was just amazing. And now here I am today. It's 2015. And, you know, I just wanted to touch on something real quick. And that was about when I was reading a book. Let me see. This book is called The Hermetic Code in DNA. Okay, it's by the subtitle The Sacred Principles and the Ordering of the Universe by Michael Hayes. Okay, right. You see the publisher symbol right there, and this is the dude right here in the back. Now, I don't care what anybody say, you know what I'm saying? We always going to deal with racism. We always going to deal with, you know, Europeans, quote unquote, being, you know, superior to us in some sort of extent. I have, you know, don't know how they, you know, it's just crazy. So, you know, what you do is you just take the good out the bad. You even filter that, and then you hold on to what you know is real for your soul, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's why you end up with so many books, you know what I'm saying? Because you're looking for the formula that you have basically ran into in a you have come consciously aware of. And when I say formula, I'm referring to the fact of how Bobby Hemmett say, you know, these deities and things like that, and especially coming back as far as the Yoruba deities, the Congo deities, and you know, especially in the Brazil area and everything like that, coming back, the ancient Egyptian deities represent your DNA coming back online, your certain aspects, certain chromosomes waking up, certain things coming back, right? And so I've been studying that stuff for years, right? And there was one lecture that Bobby Hemmett did. It's called The History of Melanin. Yes, it's called The History of Melanin. I have the DVD right here, if you can see that. The History of Melanin. It's like 5-6 hours long or something. It's crazy. And he breaks everything down to this whole history of melanin and dealing with the music, right? Now, within this book, it's many parts in this book. And you see that you see the front here giving it out. Basically, this symbol right here gives it out, along with the background. You have the twin serpents representing Isis, Neptune, or you know, it could represent just electricity, magnetism, just so many things. But we're dealing with these feminine energies winding around the spinal cord. This representing the upper higher realms. You know what I'm saying? This is just a beautiful piece. I would actually love to get that to put around my neck or to hang up on the wall. But anyway, and what I see is Tahuti and, excuse me, the city, or the symbol of the city of the ape, the Ogdoad. Now I was referring to that in a past video. The Ogdoad is none other than, and I ran into an article by a brother who wrote this article, this huge article. I have to find it for you, but he basically talks about how the Ankh is a line, and as you know, we're dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, but then we got that, you know, we're dealing with these letters here. So we have Amun, Amunet, okay, for the A. In, we have Nun, Nunet, or Nun, Naunet, you know, for the N, okay. K, we have Kuk, Koket, okay. The anything with the T and everything like that, we're dealing with the feminine side of it, okay. And then we have Hu, the H, Hu, and Huhet, okay. And then after that Ankh symbol, right, which is, I have one right here. After that symbol, okay, which this letting you know that the symbol is actually carrying that formula of the Ogdoad, the 8 primordial deities of the Nunu, you know what I'm saying, or the Nun, and these represent everything dealing with the beginning of all creation, before creation. You see what I'm saying? Because after that we have these aspects of what we know as the demiurge, the Ras, and the Yahwehs and everything standing over and becoming these deities who want to be the one that rules over everything and things like that. And when we're dealing with the gods and goddesses, we're dealing with the primordial aspects of the one. But the one it has the being, non-being, being, non-being, and it has no you can't put nothing on it like a Ra or this or that. You know what I'm saying? It just, we cannot comprehend that. You see, so we comprehend it in this reality, which really was not done by us, but was done in a particular fashion of how we have fallen down. It is broken down into certain fragments now, and with these fragments, known as the creation deities, okay, the Ra, Geb or Seb, Nut, Shu, Tefnut, which they are before Geb and Nut, okay, and then we have the ethereal to earthling demigods and deities. We have Osar Aset, Neptes, Set, and then we have Heru, which represents the, you know, king of the earth. And we already know when we studying all the teachers that I told you, and you know, including Black Dot holding it down, Professor Griffin them holding it down, King Noble holding it down, who does not agree with everybody, but you know, like I said, I take the good, I take what I take. You know, Ali Muhammad, all of them, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Ali Muhammad, very, very key, very, you know, everybody want to debate and shit. I ain't even with all that. I'm just riding on my own shit, you know what I'm saying, my own boat, you know what I'm saying. So That's the whole key. You become Ra, and you have to adhere to the fact that you have to control the gods, or if not, the gods is going to be chaotic. For what they did, you know, following Zeus, is basically slay the ancient primordial divine aspect of feminine deity that created all things, known as the ancient Tiamat, okay, or the top earth, okay, and this represents the primordial chaos, okay, and then from this chaos everything comes, including that which went against its own mother per se, you know, and then what all that she was of, they took and created everything like us and all the material world, you know what I'm saying? First thing dealing with carbon and everything else after that. You see what I'm saying? Carbon is black. Black is a pigment. People argue about this stuff, whatever, but it is the melanin that is the reason that the carbon is the black. And we could talk about the diamond, how it has no aspects of blackness in it, and the gold, how it's supposed to be. They say, some people say gold is actually black. You can't, it looks basic, it looks like the color of my skin. So, you know, whatever, even though I am called and considered a black man. You see what I'm saying? So much going on, man. So much going on. And I'm trying to stay on my thing. It's been 11 minutes. So, we're dealing with that. The Ankh, of course, represents life. So when I told you about Amunet, Nunet, Kuket, and then Huhet, okay? If you don't know what these mean, I hope y'all know what these mean. Amunet represents the hidden aspect of all reality, or it's all pre-creation. You see what I'm saying? Nunet, that ever expansiveness of just primordial, just everything, you know what I'm saying? Who had infinity and beyond, you know what I'm saying? Kuket, the darkness, you know what I'm saying? And it's just so much with these 8 primordial deities, right? Just check them out, Google them. I have a book up here. It's called I think it's called the Egyptian deities, you know what I mean? But there's so many ways you can just find this stuff, okay? Now, the god who represented and was like the thought form of these deities was none other than Thoth, or Thoth, or Tahuti, or Tahuti. See, when they got the Thoth, is really Thoth, right? So it's Thoth, but it's Tahuti, and Tahuti, which is Jehuti of the ancient Kamites, and he is actually representative. When y'all understand where this comes from, and you know this represents the Caduceus, or the Caduceus, however you want to say it, we're dealing with Hermes, right? And when we're dealing with Hermes, we're dealing with the Hermetic code and Hermeticism and things like that. So Google that, study that stuff, because that's what this is all about. Now, we already know, there's really no need to debate this anymore, that the most ancient form of primordial DNA on this planet is in and of what we know of today as the what they call the African, or the African American descendant, or the black man. This is the features would tell you, big lips, big nose, all that. The hair, woolly type of kingly, curly hair, the curliest hair on the earth. It curls in on itself. Now, what did I just say? Curling in on itself just continuously, and then it becomes nappy. Can be, you know, or can be curly, whatever. Well, that's exactly what DNA does. You see what I'm saying? DNA is everything and has all the information, and just, it's just so much. And your hair is actually little antennas. You know what I mean? No matter how short you cut them, you know what I'm saying? No matter how long you make them, they're going to be antennas. And they have filling, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. You know what I mean? It's hair follicles and shit. So, but anyway, this is what we dealing with, right? This Hermetic shit, Hermeticism, Corpus Hermetica, Google that. That's a book. The Corpus Hermetica. The ancient wisdom of Ptahhotep, or of Imhotep. Imhotep is talking to Tahuti during this dialogue in this stuff. All you have to do is Google this stuff now. Don't be afraid and shit. Right? Amen means hidden. Hidden is the occultic realm, the hidden realm. And now, for the scientists, the hidden realm is the quantum realm. So the quantum realm is dealing with the most primordial aspects of matter and trying to get beyond it. They'll never be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so we're dealing with melanin at the end of the day. And I came across something today called melanin concentrating hormone that is on the chromosome 12q, okay, and other chromosomes, and they have supreme functions. There's the authentic, there's the variant, they say, and this is all on a website, and it's a neuropeptide, okay. It is the first neuropeptide encoding gene. It's an encoding gene, okay, found in this new centenary, I believe, and it is conserved, or centenary group conserved in rat and human, okay, specimens, of course. I mean, this is from 1998, okay, so we know they've been doing this shit for decades, okay, and the website is www.ncbi.nih.gov/pubmed/1572663. Maybe you'll be able to pause, do something like that, and this NCBI website is the supreme source for scholarly research on melanin, I've come to see, because every time I look up, I want to see something scholarly on melanin, because it's so hard to find shit on melanin. You know, because they want to change the name and shit like they did with melatonin and serotonin in the 60s, I believe, according to Bobby Hemmett. So, and that because we're talking about melanin. So, what we're dealing with here is the actual, you know, see, in this book he talk about how everything is dealing with music, musical scales. The universe is just a harmonious song and things like that, and he shows a lot of good evidence for this and breaks things down in this book. And on page 142 he talks about any invention that serves to promote the evolution of consciousness must by its very nature be based on sound principles. And one of the most ancient names for principles is Neter, or Neteru. And the gods and the goddesses that the Greeks called, they created that. They are the ones who said God, goddess, and things like that. These were the divine principles of nature, of primordial nature of creation and things like that. So we are literally talking about the gods, or the primordial, or the cosmic principles of the universe and things like that, in the form of your DNA, in the form of sound vibration resonating with DNA patterns that's going to evolve to make you a higher conscious individual. See, and that's why they want to shut this shit down. They want to shut you down, and they're doing it because I have to. This is why I'm in the shell of this. I represent all humanity, but I believe that the word "hue" means shade itself. All humanity is of the shade, the supreme shade, or I won't say that word supreme, but the most scientifically dominant shade is the melanated shade of the copper tone, black to brown tone, skin color, biggest organ that you have, and that it is responsible for so much stuff. It's an actual natural antioxidant, especially your melatonin. And so we literally are like walking factories. We're walking what they call derricks, where they extract the oil from the underground and everything. That's what we do all the time within us. And the melanin that we are secreting and creating within, or that is being created within from this machine, which is being told all this stuff from some type of higher aspect of consciousness, to build the temple to express the newer consciousness coming to be, then that's what it's going to do. This is the DNA. It's been doing it before we knew that we could speak languages to each other out of our mouth. You know what I mean? Before before the human shell existed on the planet, according to science. Okay? Now, That means that the DNA and that everything that's on the DNA, which is especially the melanins, they calling it melanins now with the S, especially the melanins, we're dealing with this high form of intelligence that has been around since the scientific Big Bang, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's whatever. And it's so phenomenal when you end up looking at who has the richest amount of the melanin on the earth. We already know who does. It's the African descendant individual. The genomes, the genetic code of that, and how it has been passed down through the different shades of the human, the shade man. And we're dealing with the dark, the Hindus, the Indians, the Native Americans, the so-called Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, and the ancient Italians and Etruscans, Dravidians, Ethiopians. There's all type of Ethiopians out there, you know what I'm saying, just so much. The Aborigines, you know, Australians everywhere, just everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Those dark Asians from back in the day, Indus Kush, you know what I'm saying? Kerma, Angkor Wat, you know what I'm saying? These what they call Negritos, man, just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The Pygmy, you know what I'm saying, the Watusi tribes, the Bushmen, which are the Khoikhoi. They don't like to be called the Bushmen. They're the Khoikhoi, who have been basically almost extinct and eradicated out of their savanna or their lands over there in Africa and everything like that. It's just been a horrific situation for us. We were mutilated by the people who came in and started Tanzania. You know what I mean? When I say we, I'm talking about our DNA bloodline, our DNA traits. You know what I mean? We've been eaten. They've ate us and everything. They've done so many things to us. And I'm telling y'all right now, we're dealing with everything's dealing with survival for them, and we only have to survive, be in that type of survival mode because of them. That they want to eradicate us, keep some of us around for their purposes, but eradicate us mostly, and especially through the black woman, by continuously bringing forth, especially ever since Obama been in office, by continuously in all of your shows. Don't believe me? Watch your television, man. Watch the shows and do your research. Don't watch television just to be entertained and laugh and giggle and yeah, that was good. There's shit going on, and they want to imprint it into your subconsciousness, because that is actually where some of the beginning of the, for lack of a better word, because I'm not a scientist, DNA, chromosomatic, evolutionary, heightening, ascension aspect is starting to become, because we're dealing with the underworld myths and everything in all ancient societies. We're dealing with psychological aspects that pertain to physical parts of the body and the brain, and so the substantia nigra is very important and very key. It's called the black substance for a reason, you know what I'm saying? And neuromelanin is everywhere within the brain and the neuron cells and everything like that. Melanin is everywhere. So what are we so afraid of, you know, other than these people wanting to call us Afrocentric and racist and things like that? No, we referring to the science that your forefathers and you to this day, the modern sciences, are actually creating about the melanins. You know what I mean? The melanins. You know what I mean? It's like the melanins are coming. You see what I'm saying? So the melanins are all of the alien mythology and folklore today, dealing in your movies, from everything from Predator to Alien 1 through 4 and on and on and on. The X-Files, everything is dealing with the black substance in the X-Files for sure. We over the shit. I mean, I can go on and on. The movie, like Bobby Hemmings said, the movie Phantoms. That's one of the greatest movies when we talking about this melanin shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they've turned melanin to be the devil and to be demonic and everything like that. And we have to understand that this is very strange that they're doing this. And they spraying the sky with chemtrails. They're putting shit into your food. And they are fucking with you through the music. And I'm referring that to the black man, y'all, and the black woman, and hip hop, R&B, and stuff, and just the music in general. They messing y'all up very badly. I'm still a hip hop artist. I speak on conscious things now. I used to rap about the worst shit in the world. You know what I mean? That nigga is dead. You know what I mean? I slayed that nigga. You know what I mean? Like Michael slayed the dragon. Archangel Michael slayed the dragon. I slayed that old ass ego. That motherfucker don't exist anymore. Excuse me. And so, when we're talking about the sound principles, he says any invention that serves to promote the evolution of consciousness, okay? Consciousness is filtering and coming down through the DNA so the DNA can actually evolve to accept the higher consciousness that's coming into being. This consciousness all around the world is what we are known, what we have been duped to believe is called this Jesus Christ deity that's going to come out the sky on a cloud. Never, that's not happening. It's the cosmic Christ energy that's out here, or that's within you, that's coming out here, that's being expressed. That's why you're dealing with all this. Everything is coming back. All the spiritual stuff is coming back. And it's especially in the media, the underground media. Like, you know, it's all over YouTube. You can Google all this stuff. People are expressing their experiences every day, 24/7. It's being completely suppressed by the government. You know what I mean? They continuously hitting you with this alien bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now, the alien shit is all dealing with who you are. You are the one who's able to travel through the different realms at night. You know what I mean? They know about how you sleep. Then they know the science on how you sleep. They know everything about this stuff. You see what I'm saying? But we so caught up in everything else, man. It's just crazy, you know. I hope I'm giving y'all something good. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is this. Okay? So, possibly therefore it is the integral harmony or the quality of resonance intrinsic to the concept that explains the secret of its longevity. Okay? This is to say that concepts possessing a high degree of resonance seem to be endowed with a special kind of metaphysical power, the power continually to self-replicate by harmonizing, blending in with billions of human brains. So we already know that music can do that, number one. That's the number one thing that we know. And anything dealing with the muse and muses, media, anything dealing with entertainment and shit like that, that gets into you, and that is an invisible energy created by instruments and shit like that, and comes out with your voice and things like that. We don't really actually see music and things. We only see what it's on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, music is very mystic. It's very mystic. So so genes came first, and then the machines. The machines being the chromosomes, cells, plants, animals, people. So when we're dealing with genes, we're dealing with genetics. When we're dealing with the genetics, we're dealing with the gene of Isis. The gene of Isis, the Genesis. The beginning of the mitochondrial DNA coming from, we can't really understand other than just saying coming from a divine realm into this existence, somehow escaping or something and creating this reality that we live in, that is almost actually a grave, as in when referring to what Dr. Reverend Phil Valentine said about gravity and grave. Everything is in a grave down here, and you're actually in a grave now. That's why Osiris was put into the sepulcher when, you know, by Set, because Set is the ego. So the ego has actually buried the soul, and you're walking around, hey man, what's up, man? Yeah, my name is Luke. What's up, man? You know, yeah, I do this, I do that. Yeah, I got 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't like that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, well, you know, I like to go fishing, you know, or I like to play basketball, man. I like to play video game, you know, whatever. I like this, I like that. See, but this is none other. This is all conditioning stuff. You ever think about what if you was born somewhere else? You don't ever think about that. You gotta put yourself in somebody else's shoes. The people out there with the flowers on their lips and on their tummies, with the big tummies, is dying from some crazy disease because their lands have been eradicated by the government. Because in the 80s, they were doing biospherical experiments in Africa. And that's why you got this fucked up desert land and shit going on. People dying because they can't grow their own fertile vegetation and grow their vegetables and their fruits and everything like that and live like they was doing thousands of years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And this is the higher consciousness that's coming down through the DNA and everything like that and becoming like Nefertum in the ancient Kemite way. Nefertum. You know what I'm saying? Nefertum. You see, we can break it down. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful soul coming to be. You know what I mean? When I was 21, 22, 19, 16, whatever, you couldn't say none of this shit to me. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. I was not, I could give two shits about, I might have talked about the government and how fucked up they do. Probably because I wanted so much, you know what I'm saying? Why ain't I got a car? How come I ain't a millionaire and things like that? It's because the motherfucking government don't like black people. Or because of this or that, you know? I was always victimizing myself. You know? I used to love Michael Jackson when I was little. I started growing up, started listening to quote-unquote thug music, you know what I'm saying? In the West Coast, it was, you know, gangster rap. On the East Coast, it's the thug shit. You know what I mean? Now, you could say Nas or Tupac had that thug life shit popping off, whatever. But that shit was popping off really with the East Coast shit. It was just utilized as a type of battle rap type of thing. And, it, you know, like the Wu-Tang was doing, you know what I'm saying? Which they very seldomly did, you know what I mean? Because they spoke of real life a lot. But, you know, these niggas out here in the world started shooting niggas in their face for real. On the strength, you know. But I'm getting off the subject, you know. All I'm saying is the DNA molecule, the DNA molecule, all right, the chromosome was the first survival machine. Was it consciousness? Was it conscious of itself? Is it still conscious of itself today? Who is the scientist out here to argue about that? Because what we telling. Okay, I tell my DNA right now, DNA, answer the next phone call when it rings. You see what I'm saying? I know, come on now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when my phone rings, I'm going to answer that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say, DNA, next time the Wesley Snipes' phone ring, answer it. You know what I'm saying? How was that even possible? You know what I'm saying? How was that even possible? But think about it. The same DNA that runs through my veins is running through Wesley Snipes' brain. Veins. Not saying that we, you know, we're talking about the primordial mother of the earth. You know what I mean? And the traits that we have. Yeah, he's way darker than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm way lighter than he. You know what I'm saying? But we dealing with the human, the shade man, the shadow. It's the shadow man. Because, you know, if you think you came from an ape, primordial ape, just because your DNA is saying that, you know, you kin to it, that's crazy. That was just that's the DNA's job. The DNA's job was to do all this stuff. Or this is what the DNA was desiring to do in creation, to formulate all this life to express itself on the earth from divine energy. If you want to say divine, you know, divine energy, right? So, you know, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm trying to tell niggas out there, really, you know, it's been 30 minutes, but anyway, it's this. We are dealing with, let me see if I can find something dealing with this. Okay. First of all, when I be talking about 1111, no, I ain't gonna talk about that right now. Page 140. Okay. Page 140. I'm still in the same book, okay? Page 140. Now, the Hermetic Code is the blueprint of all religious symbolism. We might say that it is one of the oldest memes, meme as an idea, concept, and things like that, floating around. More than that, like RNA or DNA in the gene pool, it is ubiquitous and so deeply immersed in the human psyche that it looks to be unstoppable. All right? This means that this Hermetic Code that is known ever since the ancients knew it, since Atlantis or whatever, that they knew that what they were created of, and this you know, DNA and whatever, this genetic code, this hermetic code, is a song of the universe that's it ain't gonna never, it's always going to evolve. But to think that we're referring to Darwinian shit is crazy. We are referring to what is and what always will be and what was, whatever. We're talking about consciousness, supreme, super consciousness. So what ends up happening is that when the DNA starts changing and shit, which has been doing before the Aquarian age, and now we are in the Aquarian age. Some people don't agree with that, whatever. The age of Aquarius, following the man with the water pitcher. The water, so many things going on. We representing alkalinity, energy, pure consciousness, and everything like that. Right? So, right here he talks about Richard Dawkins saying that this is an unconscious entity. It has no consciousness. The fact that it's evolving and everything like that is some sort of accidental luckiness. You know what I'm saying? We refer to about the genetic code, DNA. You know what it does to live, to survive, to experience, because we already know that everything from a rock to everything DNA is in everything, right? Okay. So this DNA represents an undiminishing beacon of physical light shining into every nook and cranny of human endeavor. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much, man. It's just so much. It was intentionally created and subsequently disseminated by the mind of some unknown genius for a specific and entirely selfless purpose, to enlighten lesser mortals of the ways of nature and so facilitate the ongoing evolution of man's collective unconsciousness. And it still is doing this to this day. You know what I'm saying? We talking about an entity that is not blinded by anything. It is light itself, derived from absolute what? You see what I'm saying? Absolute darkness, absolute nothing. Before there was light, there was the darkness. You know what I'm saying? So we already know what's going on. We talking about melanin. We talking about the primordial chaos realm. We talking about ancient divine mother. That she's back, and her children are waking up. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter what you believe in. I don't sit here and do my Yoruba shit or these shit things or whatever. But I know that these deities are me on different levels, microcosmically and macrocosmically. You know what I mean? They represent the zodiac signs, the planets, all the way down to the workings of the evolving DNA within my bloodstream and my blood and everything about me and around me and in my environment and all that. And they are conscious to a level that we really don't even understand. We just have to go with the flow, get into it like a boat in the river, and enjoy the ride, yo. That's what it's about. But they don't want you to enjoy the ride. You see what I'm saying? They don't want you to enjoy the 7 levels of ascension that your body, that your inner spirit is going through, represented by the Kundalini, going through, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, okay? Sushumna represents the one that's going up, the evolving principle going up. The Uraeus on the crown of the ancient Kemites. You know, the seership thing, the shamanistic type thing, you know, seeing into the inner realms, the other realms and things like that. It's happening now to the people around you, such as me and all of these people. Whether you think it's 1% or not, it's happening. And people like those who are even unknown by the government, and people who are working, and people in secret elite societies who run the television, the food industries, the media, cell phone, music, record labels, all that. They're all using the ancient metaphysics of your quote unquote magic, which is really only dealing with quantum level workings that are extremely powerful and can bring out a better world in your reality. Excuse me, or whatever realm that you are in the waking conscious state in, or whatever. So there is a psychological ascension going on is called Christ consciousness. The Christos, he's being unwrapped. Okay, he's being unwrapped and he's rising up. Same time he's being unwrapped. The unwrapping of the mummy. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't talking about no, you know, we're talking about the soul that has been put asleep by the conditioning of the ego and the ego of the mama and the daddy and the grandma. Soon you came out the womb. You see what I'm saying? Soon you started beginning to remember, I am this, I am 3, I am, you know what I'm saying? My name, I am Luke, or whatever. You start going to school. You started becoming conditioned to this reality, and that's what we have to meditate, contemplate on, and work back into, and meditate on those things right there. There's a book called I Am That. There's a book called I Am That. Google I Am That, free PDF download. And you could probably find it and Google it and download it. I read the whole thing. It'll change your consciousness. It'll change the way you think about life and shit. You know what I'm saying? About who you are and everything like that. And so for us, for the melanated beings of the planet who show the evolution even on our skin, right? Because we are not being depleted. The ultraviolet rays are not killing us. We are actually absorbing it, and we are transforming it, such as into heat, but we are also transforming it because the vapors and the material energies that those sun rays are bringing forth, which that sun out there represents your soul, your inner soul, that they're trying to block and do all these things to, and tell you that it's this and tell you that it's that. You know what I mean? When all you know, so even if you are unconscious of it now, humanity as a whole, but there are people out there such as myself and people out there, you know, such as those teachers who are ascending up in a conscious state, And that's why we talk about these things instead of talking about who scored the motherfucking touchdown last night that won the game, who going to the club next weekend, and who gonna be performing. You know what I mean? They putting the new McDonald's in down. You know what I mean? Fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Why aren't we talking about the principalities that are battling against us that we need to be fighting back? You know what I'm saying? That's in your Bible, right? These principalities of this world we are battling against. We can't see them with the 2 eyes. Therefore, if thine eye become single, thy whole body be full of light. That's in your Bible, right? So, and when we talk about the single eye, we're talking about the first eye, quote unquote third eye. You know what I'm saying? Really, the first eye. That is the one that is actually getting all the energy from that area and coming out, and you're waking up. Your cerebral cortex is just going crazy right now, and it's like, you know, and it's just, you know, and you're just waking up to so much, and so much is happening. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what's going on. Number one, there are people like Black Dot, all right, and Professor Griff. Okay, I'm gonna get these 2 books. Okay. Now, first of all, let me get this book. Let you know there's a book called The Black Genesis by Robert Bivall and Thomas Brophy, who lets you know and tells you from their evidence and scholarship that is none other than the black man built the pyramids. The black man was in Kemet. We are the founders of that civilization. If anything, we are the ones who came into the civilization and the wisdom and was able to decipher it and bring it back out and do things with it and everything else. So much going on. But this book right here, after you read the book, you'll walk around looking at niggas, you know what I mean, even if they drunk out there on the corner and can't do nothing but drink beer on the corner, you're gonna look at them as Negus, Ethiopian word niggas for king of the earth, as I was talking about Heru on the ancient Kemetic chart right there. You know what I mean, represents victory. But right behind him is a deity, Herukuti, right? Herukuti, who represents none other than the one who is ready to fight and to protect the king. You see what I'm saying? So that's another aspect of your psyche, because that psyche is the one that's walking around in the robe, that's going through the passion, that's trying to wake up, and we're being We're being assaulted left, right, up, down. You know what I'm saying? While we doing this, you know what I mean? And so, you know, this book right here gives a lot of good information on, you know, and I like the word Genesis itself, right? The word Genesis itself is there. So that's another synchronistic aspect. I pulled the book out anyway. And Herukuti is also another name for the Sphinx, right? So think about that. Lord of the Two Horizons. Now, for my hip hop heads, I love hip hop. Now, this book right here is by Black Dot. It's called Hip Hop Decoded. You see a brother right here meditating, right? Okay, now, and he's and look what's up here. We got the spaceship right here with the 3 stars of Orion's belt. You know what I'm saying? He's in this temple meditating. You know what I mean? And in all actuality, this temple actually represents his body. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're not going to deal with that era right now. I'm not going to explain what he, you know what I'm saying, thinks the you know, I've never heard him say what he thinks what he says the cover means. So I'm just giving you what mine is. But anyway, when you look right here, okay, there's these symbols of art. You know what I mean? You got the shoe, you got the spray paint, you got the microphone, the turntables, the notebook, the pencil, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Representing the quote, you know, the magical tools that the hip hop artists use to create and bring forth what comes from those realms. You know what I'm saying? It comes from nothingness. You know what I mean? And it comes out into these, you know what I mean, these expressions. Hip hop fashion, hip hop style. You know what I mean? And these are memes. You know what I mean? Getting back to this book, the Hermetic DNA, Hermetic Code and DNA. These are concepts that come into being, and then they self-replicate, and then everybody ends up wearing the Adidas. Everybody wearing the Kane Go hats. Everybody doing all that, and your DNA is resonating with all that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just amazing, because when you can take books like this and go back and forth with them, you are basically breaking codes, and your DNA is encoding, you know, and changing. And like I said, this pro-melanin concentrating hormone that they just found out, you know, not just found out about, but, you know, they've been working on and figuring out what it is. This is another reason they want to attack you, because this is some new shit that they're seeing. This actually has some type of intelligence that's evolutionized. It's bringing forth an evolutionary ascension for the DNA. Okay. And in this book, he breaks down everything from the 7 chakras and how and the 5 elements: fire, air, earth, water, and ether, and how they basically attack you on these levels. You see what I'm saying? They attack you on these levels. So you think that you think that you thinking for yourself, but you really not, because you've been duped into thinking that you thinking for yourself. But you're not thinking for yourself. You know what I mean? You're thinking just like the next nigga before you. You know what I mean? And you're self-replicating the idea or the meme. Just watch the movie Mimic. You know what I mean? All you doing is mimicking the nigga before you, instead of trying to come up with the new ideas. And when I say new, I mean the ideas that come from the primordial substance of your inner self. You see what I'm saying? And so when we dealing with this book, you take this book, and he breaks down the matrix. He breaks down the chakras. He breaks down how they attack you with the different 7 tones and the bass lines and everything, and in the music, let alone the words, okay? And then you take this book by Professor Griff. All right, he breaks down the whole Illuminati thing and this whole secret society thing. You know what I'm saying? He breaks all this stuff down. You know, he shows you symbols and how they get down. You know what I'm saying? If you can see that, you see, Lupe Fiasco was actually recently attacked by Chief Keef and them and 50 Cent and them, because he was holding it down for all the youth that's dying in Chicago, talking about, you know, hey, I might as well quit hip hop if it's not going to change us. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas telling them, yeah, nigga, quit. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna keep making that, you know, shoot them up, bang bang, you know, bang the chick and then do your own thing type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's very sad. It's very sad. You know, they attack Mobb Deep Mobb Deep did a freestyle in Rap City before Rap City closed down, and when they did their freestyle, and it was Prodigy in particular did the freestyle, which was actually a lyric to or a verse to his song Skull and Bones, and they shut down not only Mobb Deep, they later on shut down Rap City. That's the reason Rap City is gone today. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? And there is information in this book about Mobb Deep, Prodigy, his links with Malachi York and things like that. You know, matter of fact, here goes a picture right here. All right, this is Professor Griff. You see that's Prodigy right there. Mobb Deep's Prodigy speaks out. Okay, and there's Malachi York down there at the bottom. Okay, speaks out about Illuminati, President Obama, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So much going on. Here's a symbol of the Archangel Michael slaying the dragon, of course. I don't even know why that's in there, but anyway, they do that because they use that for battle rapping and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the cover represents that psychological covert, and then we got the symbols of these secret societies and things like that. Well, and then you have the dollar bill, the matrix, and things like this. It's all blending in. It's a crazy cover. Whoever did the cover. Psychological, covert war on hip hop. Hip hop was healing us as a nation, and now has destroyed and is destroying us because we have let the elite take it over. And even since the NWA Ruthless Records days, we can never have our own record labels like a Sony or Interscope and things like that, who are basically none other than oil tycoons that's running the motherfucking music business. We can't do it because if you know, they know about the science of the melanins that's evolving, that's waking us back up and freeing us even more from this bullshit society that we living in. So that's why they're attacking you in your food and your medicines and everything else to keep you shut down, to keep your consciousness shut down. Niggas can't understand why I don't use Colgate. You know what I mean? Why I would rather just use baking soda and lemon juice if I had to. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the fluoride fucking with your pineal gland is one of the most huge conspiracies out there, that the fluoride in the water, tap water, and in the pineal gland, and in the pure life water and shit like that, purified water, that they are, you know, they want to see the calcified pineal gland is the mummy still wrapped up in its mummy clothing. And so while you are trying to unwrap your mummy clothing or awaken your soul and to better your life and everything like that, they are literally attacking you, attacking the tomb, you know what I'm saying? And they trying to keep you in there, keep you asleep, keep you dead, you know what I'm saying? They don't want that energy to rise up, because once it does, it's going to take over the whole world, you know what I'm saying? And this is why they have been eradicating so many millions of blacks, especially young blacks. You think, why in the hell are they killing so many niggas in Chicago? Why are they killing so many niggas in New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, LA, Miami? Because, and then you think, well, the niggas is out there losing their minds. They not eating, they selling drugs, there's drug wars, the gang wars, you know what I'm saying, the cops is killing them, you know, it's the cop war, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's all a fucking chess game. Motherfuckers on top is laughing at niggas. Niggas is dying left and right. Even the cops. But motherfuckers on top is, because they the puppet master, they laughing at motherfuckers. Because this is how they want this shit to work. As long as you stay fucked up and everything is chaos, you know what I mean? Another Michael Brown gets killed and you get sucked into that. Another black mother crying on national television, you get sucked into that. You know, everything from Trayvon Martin on down, and then boom, they hit you with the NWA shit. And then got Dr. Dre saying he's sorry for beating up women, even though he whipping everybody's ass in the movie. Not any women, because that was taken out of the script. But him punching niggas out and shit like that, but not getting his ass beat, you know what I mean, is in the script. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man. Because everywhere you go and everywhere you look, unless you have awakened your consciousness and you can go into these movies and listen to the music and get the information out and to understand what's going on, then you're going to be that automaton, that dead meat bag that they call you, walking around eating McDonald's, listening to Dr. Dre's new Compton CD, and listening to how he fucking basically is degrading the young artists on there. If you really understand, if you really got your ears open, he taking their style, they writing shit for him, he switching the shit up. And them niggas ain't never shining, they never coming out with albums, because more than likely, some of them niggas is conscious. They want to come up and do better music, you know what I'm saying? And they getting shut down, and people like Dre and them, whether it's them or not, people like Dre and them are getting paid off, you know what I'm saying, to keep motherfuckers on a down, and how you listening to Young Thug and them forever, you know what I'm saying? Bobby Shmurda and them forever, you know what I'm saying? Niggas with the guns pointing out, you know what I'm saying? And instead of books, walk, you know what I mean, in the video, you know. I'm just letting you, I'm just saying, you know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man, you know. So what I'm saying is this. You have a body called the Ethereal Body. It's a book by C.W. Ledbetter called The Etheric Double. And this body has 7 levels to it. They have 7 rens, or names. Ren is the word for name in ancient Kemet. And these chakras, red, orange, yellow, okay? And we all know that yellow represents the solar plexus. So we're dealing with where the sun is, where King Judah is, where Zion is. In our hearts is Mount Zion. Now you know, seek the lion. That's still pulse. And worth more weight in gold or something like that. It's like rally round the flag, rally round the red, gold, black, and green. Still pulse. It's on the album Earth Crisis, if I'm not mistaken. And so, in your heart is Mount Zion. Now you know, seek the lion. The lion is the lion of Judah or Auda. Okay, Auda is the Au. Au represents who het. You know what I mean? And we're dealing with the lion, we're dealing with the Sphinx symbology, and we're dealing with Heru-Kuti again. Okay? Heru-Kuti, who is like the Chronicle of Narnia. Alright? The lion in the Chronicle of Narnia, who's battling and protecting the soul, who represents the little girl, or the children. Okay? They represent the soul, like in the movie Knowing. In movie Knowing, the children represent the soul. Get off of the black-white shit, or you're gonna miss out on everything. Just think of this stuff as just metaphysical symbology. That's all you got to do. And read books by Carl Jung. And, you're going to have to read a lot of shit by the white people, or the Caucasians, because that's where it's all at. And for a while, for a long time, they thought that they was going to forever have us in slavery, forever have us enslaved, and never have rights and shit like that. Then you had certain people who did not believe that, certain Caucasians, you know what I'm saying? And they was going to fight for us, and they died for us, and things like that, you know? But I'm just referring to the fact that they are still doing it, still supremacists out there, white supremacists, still attacking us. But I'm going to tell you what, I got your number, people, and we're going to ride until the wheel fall off. Now, like I say, the word chakra is Sanskrit for will. And you have these 7 wills, right? Also resonating with the will of the Father. The will of the Father resonates with the crown chakra and or the pineal gland, whichever one you may prefer. Because you're getting all your instinct and things. Some tell you, hey, don't go that way, don't go that way, don't do that. Don't do that, man. You know, that's the will of the Father, that inner you within that realm trying to help you out while you down here in this realm. You know what I'm saying? And so they want to create another abyss that separates you from those higher realms. You know, like the cumulus clouds that separate the sky, the sun from the earth, and it's raining and it's gray day. That's how they want to do. That's how they're going to do you. They want to keep you blinded, because that sun represents that heart that's in Mount Zion, which is your temple, and it's shining bright and it's rising out of the horizon, and it's ready for battle as Heru-Kuti, or Lord of the Horizons. All right, from sunrise to sunset, I rule. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we dealing with. We dealing with the principalities that we can't even really see. Like when you walking outside and you walking around and you trying to talk to motherfuckers about some shit, and then a nigga just come up and just say, "Hey, yo, man, my My dude about to come down here and get all y'all off the damn block. All get y'all all out the way. You know what I mean? Y'all can't chill here no more. Okay, well, what do we do wrong? He just don't like y'all niggas say y'all making too much noise. You know what I'm saying? And just now, there could be many factors. You know what I mean? He got a child that's asleep. He don't want us close to his crib because we loud. Many factors, but we still dealing with the fact that, okay, niggas started getting loud when the spirit came in and started expressing inner realities in this world that we live in that's so fucked up. And as soon as that happened, the principalities is out here working in this in niggas' subconscious and their consciousness and in their unconscious realm, and their underworld is coming out saying, oh, we can't. Oh, we hear some motherfuckers speaking the truth out here in the physical realm. We got to go out, utilize this dog, get him to start barking so niggas can't hear. Or we got to go out, get the cops to go down the street and ask us what the fuck we doing on the corner, or what we doing leaning against somebody's car or some shit. Or we got to, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Because this is the matrix out here. So that can happen. And unless you conscious, it happened to you. It's gonna happen to you. You be sitting right beside me. I'm speaking about pyramids and shit. You know what I'm saying? How they represented stars on the earth. And the niggas out here, the Kemites, the ancient Kemites had star maps as cities. You know what I mean? And according to certain documents, they had there was 22 nomes or 22 cities, and these actually represent the primordial aspects of Atlantis, because most of the cities were separated by big amounts of water. And we know that we can fit the United States of America in Africa probably twice. We know we can fit it in there once, and there's massive amounts of space. But we know that Egypt, northern upper, and then Sudan and Nubia is like going from Florida all the way to Maine. Really, it's longer than that, if I ain't mistaken. So don't never be duped by the map, by what you see on television and shit. Contemplate, meditate, take your ass there and walk around that shit, man. You know what I mean? Because you can do that. You're a multi-dimensional entity. And don't think that your imagination and shit is trying to lead you wrong. If you go in with a good heart, which is the heart of Mount Zion, where the lion is ready for battle, he gonna slay all them damn bullshit visions and gonna give you the real visions. And you gonna see your peoples, you gonna see your ancestors, you gonna see how they live, all this shit going on, man. So with that said, it's been an hour and 2 minutes. They want to basically keep the filter of the communication that's coming through, and the Christ consciousness is coming through little old me and all these other people out here. They want to stop. They want to cut that off. You know what I'm saying? They want to cut it off, right? And keep you locked down into this matrix shit. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know, I went over my time. Hopefully I'll be able to upload this on YouTube. Got a little powerful on this. I'm about to chill, relax, maybe do a beat or something. I got more music coming up. Like I said, my rap name is Shun Sharon. It means death of ignorance. It also means soul essence. We're also dealing with the Shanu, which represents the eternal symbol. The circle with the bar, which is actually the top of the Ankh, represents eternity. And then when you take the cross and then bring it down, that's actually the Tao, the T-A-O, and we're dealing with so much. I want to come back, do another video on how I believe that the Ankh and the Amunet, Kukuket, Huhuhet, Nununet, how they and other primordial deities resonate with the amino acids, the fish deities of the Nomo. We're dealing with alkaline, acidic, all right? And these things are on our DNA, and they're doing stuff, and you know what I'm saying? And the communication is coming out into beautiful symmetries that we see out here in this world as some form of heightened consciousness that's happening. And it's a beautiful thing. It's not only just happening on a spiritual level, it's actually happening on a biochemical, chromatic level that can't even be seen. From the seen to the unseen, to the unseen to the seen, as above, so below, as within, so without. Shun Sharon, peace to the 11ers out there. I hope y'all know what I'm talking about when I say 11ers. These are the people who have been spiritually and through higher self and higher and with angelic help, guides, spirit guides, ancestors, into the aspect of the fact that that number is out here picking people up, trying to wake them up, especially through the formula that I call, or the number, the clock 1111, which to me is a formula, represents iot-hay, volt-hay. The two dots represents those represents, you know, little chromosomes. The number 11, the 4 ones represents DNA, and we're all dealing with the energy within the iot-hay, volt-hay, which is the earth, air, fire, water, and then the two dots representing the ether. You know what I'm saying? The ethereal substance. The ether going and dropping into the boom. And then we have the one. And we have the messages coming through. We have the 11 is holding it down. I don't know if the motherfuckers is up here, around here on the... I've seen these things, not like this, but little stars. They look like little stars, and they be floating around. One time in Winfield, West Virginia, I seen like 7 of them early in the morning. Then they was just dancing around. And they could, you know... We here. These are inner aspects of who you are. Those planets out there represent your inner chakras in your body. And anything out there, comets, spaceships, and everything else, represents the psychological aspect of who you are, and if you can even be consciously aware to even see things like that or not, because it's all dealing with your DNA and the awakening of the consciousness through it, and coming out, and like a shining force coming out of your body like that. Like that's Michael Jackson dance that he do when he about to start the video, don't stop till you get enough, and he does this, and he's smiling and shit, and this shining stuff comes out. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it is. And he's somewhere in that you can look at the video. It's like a realm of diamonds and clear pearls and shit, and you can just be there with him anytime you want to, because that's who we are. You see what I'm saying? So according to most, I'm talking crazy. According to some, this is real, and this is exact, and this is truth. According to 1%, this is it. Peace. Hotep.